On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
How do I say goodbye to what we had until that day we'll see forever. And that's it. Oh, oh man. Look at my charger up. Oh, oh man. Oh. Yeah, we on a green screen. Trying to make it work, man. Had to hook up the green screen, so you're gonna see a little. The quality ain't the best of quality, all right. But y'all, matter of fact, let me hit the green screen button. Hold on. Virtual background, green screen. See, my screen is a little messed up. Let me do this. Let me bring myself in some. There we go. All right, now it looks a little better. It look better now? It look better. All right. Uh, until the day. Oh man, y'all hit that like button, man. We already got 600 people watching. Salute to the Twitter folks, man. I keep telling y'all, come over to YouTube. I'm only doing this now on both just to give y'all an opportunity to come through. But we got a lot to talk about, man. Shout out to Jonah showing love with the donation. Everybody donating to the channel. Thank y'all for the love and support. It's the off season, so you know the ad revenue and all that. YouTube ain't paying people, so those who donate, I appreciate y'all. Dolphins better get their game up. Hey man, Robert Hunt will be a good fit in Carolina. He is experienced blocking for undersized, overmatched Alabama QBs. Y'all ain't right. All right, so let's dive in. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm gonna continue where we left off earlier, giving you updates on what's going on in free agency. But listen, the Van Ginkel one hit you, boy. The Van Ginkel one hit me. The Van Ginkel move hit me, y'all. At least it ain't in the AFC East, but like we ain't signed none of these guys. Like, let me tell y'all, between Christian Wilkins, Robert Hunt, and Van Ginkel, I said we'll bring back one. Christian least likely. I think at the last minute they'll get something done with Robert Hunt, and if we lose both of them, Van Ginkel is a lock. In 2 years, $20 million with our current edge situation, that's an investment Miami got to make, man. First of all, he's a steal for minute. Flores came and got his guy. Flores said, yeah, that's who I want. Y'all keep your eye. And don't get me wrong, they already got a big dog in free agency to replace Van Ginkel. I mean, not Van Ginkel, but Daniil Hunter. And then they added Van Ginkel. Their defense got even better. And Van Ginkel is the steal of the day to me. 2 year, $20 million, only $12 million guaranteed. We should have been able to swing that. We should have been able to swing that. But, you know, Van Ginkel probably choose to get out of Miami. He going back with his boy Flores. Flores the one who made him, who gave him the shot. Van Ginkel going home. Hey, that's my guy. Now, Van Ginkel coming up in the building like, yeah, I'm that dude. What up, Flo? Oh. Somebody from Twitter said Queen from the Ravens is coming to Miami. That's fine. But you just got rid of one of your compensatory picks from Christian Wilkins. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Shout out to Jared on Twitter. So is the Twitter chat working now? Because it hadn't worked all week. Let me see. Because I'm getting chats from Twitter now in my feed. So let me see if it's working now. Maybe it is. I'm going to keep it open to see. If you're on Twitter, put something in the chat, all right? But yeah, man. Chris Greer went all in, trading and playing outside guys, 0 playoff wins, and now we paying for it. Fire Greer, trade Tua, and Tyreek for picks. Blow it up. Yeah, man. TD, please give me silver lining for free agency. I got nothing. Greer is killing me. I'm about to break all that down. Shout out to my brother. He in the building. Breon, he said, Dolphins downgrading. So is TD's live production. What is this, bro? Come on, man, don't do me like that. You know, I'm always traveling out of state, so I'm on the road right now. I'm traveling, so the production don't look high quality. So for those who tuning in for the first time, like, oh, this guy's production doesn't look good. Your boy traveling, man. I ain't in the lab right now, so y'all bear with me. What up, Owner Rod? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. On Twitter, yeah, Twitter chat is working. I see people in the chat. They still 25 million in the negative. Yeah, Twitter chat working. So all y'all on Twitter, I keep telling y'all, come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. I ain't always live on Twitter, but I see y'all commenting from Twitter right now. The Colts making some moves right now. They just signed defensive attacker Grover Stewart. They kept him home. 3-year, $39 million. So that's a little solid move for $13 million a year. Interesting. All right. Shout out to Deshaun Wilson said, TD, have you looked at Joe Milton III? It's something we should keep an eye on. Yeah, I thought Joe Milton III, maybe I'm wrong. I thought he re-signed somewhere earlier. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I saw he signed with somebody earlier. Maybe there was rumor or something. But I'm aware of him. Yeah, I'm telling y'all now, the Dolphins are handicapped by the future of Tua's contract. It's that simple. Whether you like it or not, or want to admit it or not, we are being handicapped by Tua's future contract. Okay? Milton in college. So I'm talking about somebody else then. Give me a second. Let me see who I was talking about. Somebody the third was in free agency. Gus Edwards, running back, just reached a 2-year deal with the Chargers. So that's interesting. Ravens, Gus Edwards is with the Chargers now. Devin Singletary with the Giants, 3 years, $16 million. So that's $4 a year, up to $6 a year based off of the up to money. I asked your brother to open it. Xavier McKinney gets $25 million in year one. He signed a 4-year deal worth up to $68 million, going to the Packers. Man, Green Bay, they definitely making moves. Interesting. Let me get to it. Gus Edwards goes from Harbaugh to Harbaugh. Jeff Okudah with the Texans. Let me see who I was talking about with the third. I put on Twitter, the most Miami Dolphins thing to do is bring Devontae Parker back home. That's so Chris Greer. He'll be the main one to be like, we got our wide receiver 3, Devontae Parker. Let me see. I can't see who I was talking about earlier, and I don't want to keep going back looking. But yeah, I'll look into him into the draft. Again, what I try to tell y'all is I don't like looking at players in the draft because for 4 years straight, we never selected a single one that we were looking at. Like, I want y'all to really think about it, right? We like literally, it's like a 1% chance over the last 10 years that we ever select somebody from the draft that we mock or say we want. See, you're 100% correct. Tua's contract is about to crush our future. Yeah, but it's already crushing it now because what people need to realize, that's why I thought it was so disingenuous what Omar Kelly put on Twitter saying, stop, please stop. Robert Hunt's contract had nothing to do with Tua's. It ain't got nothing to do with it this year. Nobody's contract got nothing to do with nobody's contract this year. But for the future, Tua's contract is deciding all of this crap. Because what people need to realize is even when we move on from Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, and say one more big name like Ramsey, just hypothetically, right? even when we move on from them, we're not creating more cap space because Waddle's taking up that cap space. Holland is taking up that cap space, and a few other young guys are taking up that cap space. Those guys will be taking it up. So people like, yeah, but in 2 years, we're going to be moving on from those other big contracts. No, they're being replaced by guys we already have on the roster. So what you need to realize is people thinking, yeah, but in the future, when we get rid of them, we could just bring in younger players, high paid like them. No, Waddle and all those guys got to replace them. I tried to tell y'all a long time ago, this team will not be the best roster we have ever had was the one we had in the season we just finished. Jalen Phillips got to take up that money. Thank you, Miami Sports Pod. Jalen Phillips got to eat that money. So the future, this roster is going to get less and less and less over the next 3 years. And the only hope you have, the only hope, it ain't no free agents and this and that. You got two forms of hope. You got to bring undrafted players in or a little $1 or $2 million players, and they got to ball out and become something. Odds of that happening is very slim. The second option, you have to draft well. Not only do you have to draft well, you have to be the best drafter in the NFL for the next 2 to 3 years. You have to be the best. Like, you got to hit at a 70% rate. Like, if you got 7 picks, you got to hit 5 of them for the next 3 years just to maintain a great team. You got to hit 5. Your late round picks got to hit 2. You got to hit 5 of 7 for the next 3 years just to maintain your status quo. And how you going to do that when you barely got draft picks as it is? And we already know Greer's history. You ain't hitting 5. At best, you're going to hit 2 out of 7 every year, and that ain't enough. And them 2 probably going to be in the first and second round anyway, which is going to rotate this same problem over and over and over as years keep moving. This is what I warned everybody of, but I was the negative guy. Why is it I'm always the negative guy, and then whenever it comes to fruition, nobody says, dang, you called it, you were right, you saw this coming, you evaluated this properly. But no, I got to be the negative guy that you can't listen to. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to tell you what this team is. I got to ask y'all a question. We got to have an intervention real quick. What's the purpose of content creation? When you listen to a guy on ESPN, on Fox Sports 1, or out here in the mediaverse or the social and the content creation universe, right? When you listen to these guys, do you listen to just hear what you want to hear and just be excited? Or do you really want great content that's calling it right, that's telling you what's really going on, what's actually happening? So you have a realistic outlook of what to expect for a team, instead of being fed lies and false hope that get clicks. What do you search for as an individual? Let me know in the chat. What type of content do you appreciate? And when I say that, I'm going to say this. Ain't nothing wrong if you're an individual that say, I want to be lied to. But acknowledge that's what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. Nothing is wrong with saying, I want a content creator that's going to lie to me to make me feel good. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't attack somebody who does the latter and 9 times out of 10 always right. Don't attack the person who's 9 times out of 10 telling the truth. But let me say that one more time. It ain't nothing wrong with you wanting hope and being lied to. I'm not saying that. Whatever moves your boat from a content creation standpoint, you go after it. That's good. But stop attacking the person that's saying what you don't like to hear, but they're 9 times out of 10 right. And to be humble 8 times out of 10. To be even more humble 7 times out of 10. And to concede it all 6 times out of 10. But you can't tell me I don't fit in the 6, 7, 8, or 9 or times out of 10 category. You cannot tell me that over here. Because I don't get led by emotion. I tell you the facts based off of the evidence presented right in front of us. And then I tell you when I am being a fan and emotional, when I yell out, we going to the Super Bowl this year, even though deep down there is nothing that tells me that we even go win a playoff game. But I at least tell you I'm being a fan right now. So that's all I'm asking. What do you want from your content? And I got to ask people that because I think we've reached a point now with me doing this going on 6 years. We've reached a point now that crap got to cut out. That crap, I'm not accepting that crap no more. The chastisement of being right. I'm not accepting the chastisement for being right. I'm not accepting that crap anymore. At this point, God has blessed this platform to do the things it's doing. I'm blocking people that chastise facts now. I'm not a blocker either, but I'm not having it no more. I done earned the right to be able to say that too. Because I'm the one studying film. I'm the one out here researching contracts, how they work, and doing all the leg work on players. I'm the one out here learning this stuff, spending my my valuable time. No, I'm not taking that crap no more. All right. But I'm gonna answer your questions, Greenwood, in a second. TD, have you looked at? Oh, I already got that one. Got that one. Also, Saquon the Eagles. Yeah, we hit that one earlier. With the linebacker help that we need and the injuries, there is no way should we have let Andrew Van Ginkel walk. Shaking my head. How do we get better from this point? I'm going to talk to y'all about that. There is a path to get better, and we're still not out of that potential, but we'll talk about it in a second. Miami paying Tua over $50 million a year when he has more concussions than playoff wins. Definition of a dysfunctional organization. What's new? Tell me something I don't know. 5-11, bro. I don't see it getting that bad. Ravens, Geno Stone is going to the Bengals. Geno Stone is going to the Bengals. Safety, Geno Stone. Interesting. All right. Not even a Fin fan, but you call it what it is. Yeah. It's sad that I got to look for the non-Dolphin fans to tell me, bro, you be on point. And I always tell y'all, sometimes I don't want to be on point. I want to be wrong. Now, that Geno Stone move, that's a tough one. I actually wanted us to land him. I wanted us to land Geno Stone. All right, so what can the Dolphins do at this point? I'm going to tell you what we need to do, but I'm going to tell you why it's going to be so hard and almost impossible to do. What would make the Dolphins still really good or even better? There is a path. You got to bring in like 8 players. You know how I always give y'all the scale 1 to 10? You got to bring in like 7, 8 players at this point that's between 7 and 8. Like, you don't need any 9s or 10s. Just go out there and shop for the 7 and 8s. Them solid. Hey, mama, come on. She keeps seeing me drink my water and she wants to. Bring me her bottle, okay? So I can give her some. Come say hi to the people. Yeah. All right, you be nice. That's all you want is some water. Hey. Water? You want more? Go check the back room for it. All right. Tell Tony to go rinse it out for me. Rinse it out. All right. We're not going to sit here and have everybody doing a show watching you drink water, little girl. Okay? Here, take this to Tony. Tell him fill her bottle. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me give it to her now. Like that. 1 moment.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
If she want more, you can give her more. Sorry, guys, we got a packed house over here. All right. But we need to go get a whole bunch of 7 and 8s. All right. A whole bunch of 7 and 8s. Field a roster with Dan Ginkle type guys. You know, that's 7 or 8, right? The reason why it's going to be hard to go get a whole bunch of 7 and 8s is because 7 and 8s only get 1 and 2 year deals. And we can't afford to give 1 or 2 year deals because they take immediate cap hits. You can't spread it out on the back end because there ain't much back end. A 1 year deal, hard hit that year, that's it. 2 year deal, little flexibility, but pushing most of it to the next year makes that situation really bad. That's the issue we're facing. That's the issue that we be dealing with. That's our only way out. The only way out. I'm about to read your super chat, Southside. I would love to have Aaron's Jones. What you think? I mean, do we need him? Let me look at the money. I mean, do you want to bring in an Aaron Jones when you got Mostert and A-Chain on the low, cheap? Can you afford to be adding a guy like that when you're already benefiting from the low? So this is why it's going to be tough for us to do it. It's going to be tough for us to do it because we can't afford that type of stuff. It's fun. It's crazy though that we still over the cap and we trying to figure this out. We might get a blockbuster breaking news. Tua signs this long-term deal. I mean, that'll save $8 million this year, but that's it. We strapped. We strapped. The biggest issue that I see for Miami is how we start the season, and we better hope we don't have our gauntlet early. Why do I say that? Because them 2 defensive ends not being like, I want y'all to look at our current situation. Starting the season, we might be without both defensive ends. I talked about this earlier, but we need to really talk about this. Starting the season, we might be without both of our starting defensive ends. You're gonna downgrade at nose tackle with Christian Wilkins gone. You don't have a middle linebacker, which means you might be downgraded. The whole interior run game and the outside run game shot at the beginning of the season. You could bring in some solid guys, but they're not the caliber of what you're losing, so it's going to be a downgrade. I mean, you don't want to start the season off rough until you get your pass rushers back. And even when you get your pass rushers back, you don't even know what level they're going to be playing at that point. Sometimes these guys take a little time to get back into form. Tough, y'all. Tough. Shout out to, we got 700 people watching on YouTube. We got 700 people watching on Twitter, 1,400 people in the building, and we got 1 Twitch viewer. Salute to whoever that is. All right. But if you are on Twitter right now, come through if you can on the YouTube side and subscribe to the channel because we're 80 people away from 29,000 subscribers. We are only 80 people away. And we literally got over 700 people watching on Twitter right now. So help the channel out. Go to YouTube, subscribe, even if you feel comfortable coming back to Twitter to watch it. But you're more involved in the chat, in the polls, and all that good stuff on YouTube. Okay? Bro, I didn't even know you were on Twitch because I don't stream on Twitch often. I don't stream on Twitter often. I'm only doing that right now to let people know we're out here and come over to YouTube because that's where I do my shows. I do my live panels. We're going to be having y'all come on as guests if you want, open panels, all that good stuff. All right? So I'm just letting people know. A lot of people don't know that. Some people on Twitter, they don't even know I have a YouTube. Oh, I still follow the Twitch anyway. Yeah, you're one of the Twitch viewers right now. Twitter, get over here and sub. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Come over to the YouTube side because that's where you get all the content. Okay. Sometimes Twitter cut us out of being able to stream. Just letting you know. All right. 1,400 people watching. But yeah, this is where we are as a team right now. No sexy moves. Shout out to Trey, just with love with the donation. Appreciate you, homie. No crazy stuff going on right now. You just want to take over the show, don't you? Is that all? Is that all you want to do? You can't take my. But yeah, you should stream on Kick too. Never heard of it, but I'll look it up. Write that down. Kick. All right. She know we're not happy. Hunt got 20 million a year, y'all. Do y'all see him and Christian Wilkins got the bank of all banks? It's insane. ATD, before live streams, you was just dropping regular videos because back in the day, you weren't eligible to live stream until you got a certain amount of views through videos. The new YouTubers and content creators, day one, they can live stream. We had restrictions 6 years ago where you had to have a certain amount of views before you're eligible to live stream. So that's why I was making just videos. Okay. They overpaid Hunt. It's free agency. I told y'all there's always a team that'll pay. And it's usually the worst teams that'll pay because nobody wants to go there. So in order to bring somebody there, you gotta pay. This ain't no secret. Oh, he not getting that on the market. And I'm arguing with people. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Let's see if there's any updates out here in free agency. What's going on right now? Josh Jacobs' deal is 4 years, $48 million. That's $12 million a year. Mike Ford signs the deal with the Texans, another DB. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Geno Stone, safety, 2 year, $15 million. Interesting. Nothing crazy right now. First player of the rebuild is gone. Who is that? Who is the first player of the rebuild? Christian Wilkins? Dang, when you put it that way. That's very interesting. First player of the rebuild is gone. Wow. When you put it that way, I never thought of it that way. That's not good. The first player of the rebuild is gone. Wow. That hit. That's some context for you. That is some context for you. First round pick, number 13 overall. You wasted it. I don't care what nobody say. When we evaluate Chris Grier, you can now put in the category Gardner Minshew to the Raiders, by the way. When you talk about Chris Grier, you can now say he wasted a first round pick on Christian Wilkins. Yes, you can say that. He wasted a first round pick on Christian Wilkins. Brandon Jones draft pick. You wasted it. You got nothing for it. Plus, you didn't even win a playoff game. People are going to be like, Chris Grier drafts well. He drafted Christian Wilkins. No, you don't get credit when you don't even benefit from the player. You didn't even win a playoff game. And I agree. How is it that you lost 3 captains? How is it that you lost 3 captains in 1 year? Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful. I don't want you to hit your head on the edge of this table. Yeah. Devin Duvernay is headed to the Jaguars. Some of the smaller deals are coming through. This is not good, man. Not good. Undrafted free agents on the way, TD. I know it. I know it. We're going to be up in camp saying this person looked good. Regular season, they're going to be getting smoked. Just like y'all said last year. Cater Cole could start on the back. Cater Cole was getting smoked last year. I don't want to hear it. All of them was getting smoked. All these hopefuls. And you don't recognize the NFL ain't doing nothing but getting better and better around them. It's crazy, man. Neither will play slot and not get smoked. But what makes us believe that? It's been 2 years since we've seen him playing consistently and at a high level like he was under Flores. It's been 2 seasons. Can he actually even get back to form? And on top of it, even if he can get back to form, I mean, I don't know. Thank you. The Dolphin fan said, crazy how now they are saying 50 million might be enough to get Tua's deal done. Could be up towards 57 million. O-line is smoked. Someone call up Jesse Davis. Oh, man. Don't do us like that, bro. Don't do us like that. Yeah, man, I'm telling you now, when they give Tua this money, it's a wrap from there. Let's sit back and watch the drama for the next 2 to 3 years. Then they'll be moving on. And people are going to be mad that I'm telling them that right now. And then 2, 3 years from now, them same people go, oh, I can't stand that guy. Why? You can't stand the truth that you were wrong? I wasn't trying to one-up you. I wasn't trying to make you look bad. I'm just giving my truth. I'm just giving the truth. We know it. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, let's be honest, man. This is all Tua. This is all about Tua. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody want to talk about it, but it's all about Tua. No, it ain't Tua's fault personally, but Chris Greer's want to be right going down this Tua road is causing all of this, and it's going to end in disaster. It's going to end in disaster. It's constantly the same thing over and over, and we sit here and we ignore it. We ignore it, and we don't care. They got to make some major shocker moves to change my stance right now. I have never felt that the long term would be this bad. I knew it was going to get bad, but I didn't think it could get this bad. And it's so funny when you watch all these writers and stuff start changing their tune like they've been preaching this all this time. Lies. And now look at the position that we're in and look at the long term. Our window was last year. It's done, TD. I just want to see if Greer got something up his sleeve that can alter all of this, which is still possible. But man, you just gutted a lot of familiarity. You got Robert Hunt gone, Connor Williams. Let's see what happens there. Maybe he could come back later in the off season. Maybe he could come back later in the off season. Give me that picture. Yeah, that. Give it here. I don't want her breaking. Sorry, y'all. Maybe Connor Williams can end up coming back to the team because he coming fresh off of an injury, so his stock may not be as high, and we might revisit him when we get Xavier Howard's money later. That could happen. But if it doesn't happen, this is a big concern of mine. 3 interior O linemen we got to replace. But they're not going to because they're going to move forward with Liam Eichenberg. They're going to deal with that situation. Robert Jones, I think that they're going to end up starting one of these guys. Outside of Eichenberg, which I think he might right now, he may look like the starter. Outside of him, I think that they're going to start one of those other guys, Robert Jones or one of those other guys. And our O-line, and then you add in Teron Armstead, certified 10 more games because he's coming back. So that's 10 games. If they bring Isaiah Wynn back potentially, but they're going to roll with these guys. But the good guys, the core, Connor, Hunt, they're going to let it be what it is. But I'm not worried about the offense. The offense is what it is. It's a team that can make a few plays against the bad teams, against the good teams that actually scheme, struggles. But above all, I'm more so focused on this defense right now because that's where you can lose it all. Because this team ain't built to win shootouts. I think we've proven that. This team ain't built to win shootouts because we're not even built to win the tight game. All them games the other team didn't even score much. Yeah. Those other teams didn't even score much. I
forgot one of my crackers. And Harper didn't one of my crackers.
That's fine. All right, let me see if any more updates. Because people putting crazy stuff in the chat. Just in case. Yeah, Omar just tweeted, my message to Dolphin fans right now. It's time to learn how to live on a budget. The capocalypse has arrived. We are cheap. Wasn't Omar Kelly the guy the other day that just went live and said you lost your mind if you don't think Stephen Ross ain't going to open up his checkbook and bring some of these guys back? Just be patient. You'll see. Now the capocalypse has arrived. It's time to live on a budget. Oh, no. Let's get something straight. There will be no Stephen Ross slander here today. Stephen Ross is one owner you want to have. The problem is we don't got a general manager to back that up. Stephen Ross is a great owner. I will not allow it. Let me tell you why. He doesn't mind opening his checkbook. But when he walks in the office with his checkbook and he's seeing a whole bunch of bad situations, I'm not giving you money for this crappy plan. And rightfully so. I'm going to be honest with y'all. When Omar Kelly was talking a few weeks ago that Stephen Ross is just going to open the checkbook again, that's what he does. I kind of thought to myself, you might be right. He might. But if he's the businessman we know that he is, a billionaire, they're that way for a reason. There is no responsible way to open the checkbook. It just doesn't see the reward behind it. But he might do it. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense for him to do it, but we'll see. And I think this is a sign right here. No, I can't get behind opening the checkbook. The end result, I don't see the benefit long term. This is just trying to be competitive now, setting up the future for failure. I'm not having that. And that's what's happening right now. Yeah, he's going to spend a little money on some stuff, a few restructures and stuff, but can't expect him to just continue to hand out tons of bonus and stuff. Y'all saying you know firsthand about him making money. I get that. All of them want to make money. And what you got to understand in that process of him wanting to make money, no. Heck no. I'm going to defend Ross. It's a lot that you don't know or you're not considering. Of course he want to make money. But he's not a football guy. He is paying people to try to lead the football way the right way. The man put $800 million of his own money into the stadium renovations. The man is taking care of players. He's the highest rated organization in the NFL by the NFLPA, from one of the bottom to the top. He was one of the bottom ranked, and he's built it to the top to be a destination. He's doing his part. Do not mistake Chris Greer's lack of with Stephen Ross. It's not the same. He's not a football guy. He don't know better. That's why he's hopefully trying to hire people that know better, and they're failing him. And I'm going to tell you now, when it all collides this year, you're going to get proof when he fires everybody next year. Of course, he's about making money. He's supposed to, but in the process of making money, he's spending tons of it on his team. He got to make money to try to get some back. He got the Formula One. He got the tennis, Miami Open. He put $800 million into the renovations. He made this and taking care of child care for players, all this stuff, making it number one. Man, you can't ask for a better general manager. Owner, excuse me. I got to make sure I'm descriptive on that. You can't ask for a better owner. Now, if this owner continues to let them run him in the ground after next season, if we miss the playoffs or we lose in the first round and he don't fire somebody, that's when you can start slapping his hand. But right now, he's trying to trust all of these advisors to follow the process, and he's doing the right thing. But after this season, if we don't win a playoff game, he's going to fire people. And if he don't fire people, then you can start saying the owner is part of the issue because he's believing these lies. And I can promise you, a billionaire ain't finna be believing these lies but so long when they don't see the results of their money. Guarantee you. Guarantee you, man. So, no, I'm not going to allow the raw slander, man. We got a general manager you can only dream of having. You can only dream of having. Only thing I don't like was his decision between Greer and Flores, because the longer we go along, the more right Flores looks. The more right Flores looks. The more right he looks. Ross is a great owner money-wise. Terrible hiring football people. Yeah. He don't know better. I'm going to tell you, all of them failing him. You got all these advisors up there. What Dan Marino and all them doing? Just because he was a great player don't mean he's a great advisor. Just calling it how it is. Mm. Okay, just sit it right here. Thank you. Everybody want to blame everybody except Chris Greer. Flores was right. Somebody said Flores was a fool who treated his players like babies. He was a whiny child with one trick. X and Byron made him, nothing else. How could X and Byron made him when he never had them on the field together? Number one. Number two, he treated his players like whiny babies. Why they keep acting like whiny babies? They keep acting like whiny babies. You hear Tyreek say Tua cussing people out in the huddle, basically F you, and then holding grudges. Then on top of it, Flores said Tua never really wanted to put the work in the offseason in his downtime. And we sit there and see Tua playing golf, throwing a football, saying, I ain't thrown since the season. Like, come on. Come on, man. They knew what they were talking about. You get mad at coaches because they want dogs on their roster. So they don't want to banter to players. And yeah, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. You know, we're all in this together. No, do your job. Do your job. Not here to baby you, banter to you. Do your job. And if you ain't doing your job, it's my job to find somebody who could. And he knew he wanted to find somebody who could do their job at the quarterback position better than the one that we have. But guess what? Chris Greer wouldn't let him, so he was stuck with him. I treat him like crap too if he ain't my guy and I'm stuck with him. Make no sense. Every single one of y'all know what time it is. I want y'all to really think about that, right? I want you to really think about it. Let me give you an analogy to help you out. If a job offered you $1 million a year, I'm going to pay you $1 million a year to deliver these 20 packages a day, hypothetically. And you knew based off of a work day, man, 20 a day is going to be tough on all kind of different parts of town that's far apart from each other. But I could get 20 done. But the stipulation in your job is that you're going to work with another guy who got to get his 20 done too. Both of y'all know, however you do it, you got to get 40 packages delivered. And it's already tough for you to get your 20. So you need the other guy to hold his down, or you both lose the $1 million contract every year. And this fool over here delivering 5. And even if you bust your behind and you delivering 30, you still coming up to 35 and they canceling, that you're at threat of canceling your contract. How you going to feel? You going to want that fool replaced. You going to do all you can to get him replaced, man. Man, he ain't the right one. He ain't doing enough. And the job just saying, hey, that's who I got you. Y'all need to figure it out. What you going to do? Screw him. I don't want him on my team. I need somebody else. You're going to do all you can to try to replace him. He ain't finna come between me and my $1 million. And you getting mad because the guy delivering 30 treating the one that's delivering 5 bad. Well, he shouldn't treat him that way. Man, be quiet. Get out my face. Talk about I shouldn't treat him that bad. That man's standing between me and my $1 million. Talk about I shouldn't treat him bad. He ain't holding his weight. He ain't doing what he need to do. Every single one of y'all will have that same demeanor. But it's easy from the outside looking in to talk about, oh, well, he didn't treat him right. Man, get out of here. Y'all act like coaches don't have to live with the result of a quarterback. Why the doggone right they should be treating them like crap if they going to take them down. No, I ain't trying to hear it. Y'all just be talking to defend what you love. It is what it is. I ain't mad at you, but at the same token, miss me with that. Miss me. I'm not a Dolphin fan. I'm a Raider, but it looks like the Dolphins are sacrificing the defense to pay Tua. What the F to that. 100%, 100 Bear. Yeah, that's some Bear stuff. Keep up the great work. I support you, bro. Salute to you. But yeah, I told people 2 years ago, there's a point where you're going to sacrifice on the defense to afford the offense. And we are looking at it right now in our face. We are sacrificing the defense for the offense, or offense that can't do nothing against great defenses. An offense that can't break through against no great defense. That's a problem. We all over the place. We all over the place. It's not a good look. Oh, man. Will Lutz staying in Denver is confirmed. But we lost a piece from offense too. Yeah, but which one is getting hit hardest? Which one is getting hit the hardest right now? In the pieces we lost on offense, they're probably going to go get a center in the first round or a guard, and they don't value the O-line anyway. You know, the funniest part about it is Chris Greer said, y'all worry about the O-line more than I am. Put it in the chat right now. Was the O-line an issue over the last 2 years? Yes or no in the chat. Maybe it was to y'all. I don't know. I'm not saying it was or wouldn't, but was the O-line an issue over the last 2 years? Oh, that's funny to me. Bill Russell, GOAT 11 rings, said, TD, you a lame. Thanks for the compliment. It's always something when a lame could get a non-quote-unquote lame to watch them. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching the lane. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. But let me ask y'all a question, because I'm getting all these yeses from the O-line. A few no's in there. Okay. But Flores' issue, he couldn't fix the O-line. Miss me with that once again. Flores' issue, he couldn't fix the O-line. Flores' issue, he couldn't keep coaches. Mike McDaniel on the same trajectory of losing coaches is Flores. Fire your DC after year one. Fire the next one is gone after year two. O-line coaches you rotating. Ain't nothing new. Same thing. Moderators time me out because you can't stand facts. Because I can't stand facts. Flores only won with X and Byron. Look it up. 1-7 till they both showed up. The only thing he was right about was Tua being trash. So Flores was right about Tua being trash, and McDaniel only wins with Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Connor Williams, Teron Armstead, Jalen Ramsey. So what's the difference? Even if I'm to acknowledge what you're saying and saying Flores only won with Byron and X, fine. Who cares? So are we going to acknowledge that Mike McDaniel can only win with those 5 guys? Because as soon as some of them start getting hurt, y'all want to use that as the excuse of why our season derailed. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. Not adding up. Are we still above the cap? Yeah, absolutely. It'll be changed tomorrow. You'll see some of the restructures and stuff and extensions come through. It'll be all fixed tomorrow. Not a Flores fan, but they didn't let Flores spend any money or draft capital before running him out of town. He did more with less. End of discussion. All facts, but you know what they say? They lie. They lie and say Flores didn't want to spend money. Like, what are you talking about? Flores didn't want to bring big free agency in because it's ego. What are you talking about? Like the dumbest stuff being said out here. It's crazy. Lewis Litt said, "Why did you skip my dono?" Read what Hill tweeted, and Tua sucks. Trash. Did he tweet something recently that I didn't cover? Maybe it's new, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. I ain't defending McDaniels. He can get the blame too. I'm actually unbiased. Oh, I didn't. First of all, you need to understand my sentiment here. There ain't nothing to defend on Mike McDaniel. I don't have a problem with Mike McDaniel. I don't think what people need to understand, me talking the way I do about Flores is not a knock on McDaniel. This is about Chris Greer. I like McDaniel. I think McDaniel's doing a solid job. There's things McDaniel can do to improve, just like Flores. Anything I say good about Flores has nothing. It's not me knocking McDaniel. But what I'm saying to you is, if we fail this season, they're going to blame McDaniel like they already blaming him from last year, not realizing he's limited in what he's capable of doing because of the quarterback he has. Everybody keep running around here talking about McDaniel needs to do this and McDaniel need to do that. Maybe he's not doing it because of the limitations of the quarterback he has. And nobody is thinking about that. McDaniel is keeping Tua in a box that he knows he can execute. And when teams take away that box and he has to go outside of it, McDaniel won't let him because it's going to look abysmal, y'all. Y'all think that it's McDaniel. And then here's the caveat to it. If McDaniel takes him out of the box, then he looks abysmal. You're going to blame McDaniel even more. Why would you even put him in that situation? Why would you? There was no winning for these coaches under a limited quarterback. So McDaniel's actually the smart one. He's putting Tua in the things that he can only do well so that he can always look like he's doing well. But when you run into the teams that take away the things he does well, you ain't seen McDaniel show Tua to do nothing yet against a team that takes away what he does well. Even the great teams, even the games where Tua looked like trash, he still get about 5 to 7 passes for 20 yards in the middle where that team switched it up and they shouldn't have. Wide open up, middle of the field. Baltimore dominates us. But go look at the Baltimore film. You still got at least 5 plays where Tua got a nice 20-yard strike. But they changed the defense up on that play. They played basic cover 2 and was like, oh, let's get back into making them look bad again. Let's not do that again. But it's the teams that stay in that weak coverage that make Tua look like he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. It's not true. McDaniel, I like McDaniel. That's what y'all don't understand. But I don't want to see him get Flores. I don't want to see him get put in a situation that Flores got put in. And what y'all need to acknowledge about Flores and our offense, Tua actually didn't look like a bum under Flores either. He got him some solid comparable stats, but he also didn't have a Tyreek Hill or offensive line that gave us more time and all of that in a run game. Flores made him look like he could at least throw the ball and quick dinking and dunking all over the place. But leave it up to us, Dolphin fans. We always willing to learn the hard way. We always willing to learn the hard way. People will hate a guy like me for telling the truth. And people are listening to me right now, boiling inside, festering. I can't stand this guy. I can't wait for Tua to prove him wrong for the 5th time in a row. For the 5th season in a row, you can't wait for him to prove me wrong. Because confidently, you can't say he already proved you wrong. No, you know good and well, even up to this point, he ain't proved nothing in this league. Some of y'all are boiling in your skin. I can't wait for him to prove this idiot wrong. How long is it going to take? And ladies and gentlemen, the clock is ticking because this talent around him ain't going to be here after this year on offense. Teron about to be up out of there after this year. Tyreek, Big decisions. You're going to pay him and Waddle. Big decisions. Time ticking. Because we all know what he going to go back to looking like when they go. When it's just Waddle and now you got to go draft the young guy. We know what he going to go back to looking like. Because what's going to happen this year, the offense may still do a little something because of the talent, and the defense going to struggle so bad, and everybody going to be like, you know, our offense was straight. We just need to fix the defense. Do you know what it takes to fix the defense? It takes money and draft capital that you're going to need to keep on the offense just to sustain that. So we're gonna be blinded and think that it's the defense every year that's struggling, which they are, but only because you're giving a quarterback $50-some million that ain't even worth it. Time always tells. This is the first time we had a therapy session before the season even started. Tua would get Andy Reid fired. Yeah, probably. Or he would already retire because they would not have had this success. Like everybody like, well, Andy Reid is the reason Patrick Mahomes. Man, put Tua on the Chiefs and y'all done lost y'all mind. They don't even make the playoffs. They don't even make the playoffs last year. And people try to discount, they try to discount Patrick Mahomes like, oh, it's because of Andy Reid. Stop, man. Whoo. Whoo. Why is Tua about to get more than Baker when Baker won with a depleted team with most dead cap in league and Tua couldn't win with weapons galore? It's worse than that, slipping Jimmy. Why he getting more than Joe Burrow? Patrick Mahomes, potentially? Maybe even Lamar Jackson, maybe. Because that's what they're talking about. Chris Greer's going to go out the door with a bang. I'm telling y'all, and I hate it. We're going to sit here and let this man go out the door with a bang because I'm telling you now, after this season, he might get fired. He might really, really, truly, like he might get fired. But before he get fired, we're going to have the same situation that the Texans had 5-6 years ago when we traded Laramie Tunsil. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's how long it took for them to recover. That's how long it took for them to recover. Lucky for them, they did. The Panthers, what they dealing with, all this crap. Ain't nothing like a GM that could be on his way out if it goes south, making moves that will determine the next 3-4 years. Worst thing, Stephen Ross got to ask himself, with any deal on this team going forward, if we win 8 games this year and miss the playoffs, am I going to keep Chris Grier? If the answer is no, then don't let this man make no long-term decisions right now, especially if you don't have to. You might have to with Javon Holland, but it makes sense. But if you got this man on a 5th-year option, you don't have to. I want y'all to really think about this, right? If you give Tua hypothetically $55 million, because the market's going up, you notice that now. That 50 number is ridiculous. It's going to be 55 plus. If you're giving Tua that kind of money, right? Say he balls out this year. Even if you had to give him 60, is it that big of a deal? 5 more million? But $5 million is worth knowing versus not knowing. Well, you're going to have to pay more if he ball out. If he prove himself to be that guy, give him the 60. Who cares at that point? You think there's a real difference between the 55 and 60 at that point? It makes no sense. And we're letting the media influence. Tua's earned a big deal. You know, they're going to work one out this year. It makes no sense. And they're pantering behind the concussion story. Look at a kid who's fought to come back. Get out of here. Y'all keep on letting these concussions make y'all forget about what he was right before him. Like, so when he had that concussion in the Green Bay game that kept him out 2 years ago, think about the 5 games he had before it. The 4 games he had before it. Makes no sense. This year, Tua led the league in yards. None of that matters. And you wonder why we stay in this situation. I'm cutting out. Oh, testing. Can y'all hear me? Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Can y'all hear me now? Yes or no in the chat? All right. Can you hear me now? Yes or no in the chat? When you yell, your mic cut out. Okay. All right, I'll stop yelling. They just getting me mad, man. They're making me mad. So we're good now. Okay. All right. I hope we pay Tua $80 million because you skipped my last donation. Let me go back, Lewis. Yes, Hill just tweeted about Greer. Tua is a bum. Well, I don't know nothing about that. I don't see no tweet. Um, um, let me see. Get out of here. I don't see nothing crazy. I don't see nothing crazy like that. All right, y'all. Baker has proven more than Tua. Yeah, but they're not even going to give him that type of deal. This is why I told you. Trade Tua, get a draft pick, go give Baker $35 million, and he took 33 and a half. And you win. It's a win. It's a huge win. Here's a few free agents still available. Daniil Hunter, can't afford. Calvin Ridley, can't afford. Leonard Williams, interesting. Chase Young, interesting. Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Ryan Tannehill, and DJ Reader. Teron Armstead deal is officially agreed to and done, but now we're waiting on the details. Ian Rappaport just said Teron Armstead is officially agreed to and done, But now we need to see the details. I can't wait. I want to see if it's exactly what I thought. I want to see if it's exactly what I thought. Shout out to everybody watching. We got 1,900 people watching right now. Y'all hit that like button. We got 1,200 on Twitter. I keep telling y'all, we're almost at 29,000 subs on YouTube. So if you're watching Twitter right now, I need you to stop. 1,200 people watching on Twitter. If you can, right now, to help me in this channel out, go to YouTube, find TD Fins Talk, TDPHINS. Instead of F, it's P. TD Fins Talk. And subscribe right now. We want to try to get to 29,000 subs because we're so close. I'm not going to always be streaming on Twitter and Twitch, okay? But we got 1,200 people watching on Twitch right now and 700 on YouTube. I like operating out of YouTube because Twitter be off and on when they allow the streams. And sometimes they cut them out early, all right? We can get Chase Young on the cheap. What's the definition of cheap, though? Because if you couldn't afford Van Ginkel for 10, how much you think we're going to be able to afford Chase Young for? What is Chase Young's market? How much can Chase Young demand? Because you do need defensive ends because both of your starters might be hurt to start the season. So that's where the issue's coming in. And I'm hearing all of this Minshew to the Raiders, but I keep waiting on the confirmation on that. That's what I've been waiting on. You think Chase Young will be less than Andrew Van Ginkel coming off of the season he had with the 49ers? Wasn't crazy great, but it was productive. What's your predictions concerning Armstead, TD? 10 games. If you talk about the money, it's not about the money. It's the new deal, how many years it is. Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? Why am I saying that? Knowing that he's probably playing this one last final year because they want to be able to kick his money to the back end when he's not even here. More dead cap. They want a low cap number this year so they can get some flexibility and save some money to get under the cap, but they're going to push it out in future years. And the more years on the deal, the more they can spread it out to not hurt as much. But that's all they doing, kicking the can down the road. So we'll see what the guarantees are. We'll see what it is. All right, Young Millix. Tua was drafted as the backup QB to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Come on, we are done this season. Interesting. Linebacker Frankie agreed to a 3-year deal with the Commanders, $36 million. Man, I want to know what this Armstead contract is. Now, whatever the contract is, this is what y'all got to understand. The man had to contemplate whether he was even going to come back from retirement this year. Not from retirement. Do I got one more in me? But you just gave him a new deal. If it's more than 1 year, that tells you what you need to know. Pushing the can down the road. Yeah, Chair, I'm live on YouTube too. Well, that's where I'm always live, on YouTube. For those who are asking me right now on Twitter, yes, I am live on YouTube. That's why I'm telling y'all, I prefer y'all to come over to YouTube and watch the stream. We're 57 subs away from 29,000. So come to YouTube and sub to the channel. Fields is back. Let me see. If you got questions, put them in the chat. Are we going to end up like the Rams? Yeah, without the Super Bowl. Without the Super Bowl. Look on the bright side, TD. Tua will never get Kirk Cousins money. 180 million with 100 million guaranteed. Good God Almighty. Are you kidding? He's getting more than that. He's getting more than that. Y'all don't see it. He's getting more. Bring back Andrew Luck out of retirement. Andrew Luck was going to be one of the greatest all time, I believe. I'm telling y'all. Well, supposedly Tua gets better every year. When he regresses this year, I don't want to hear ish about the team around him. No, you're going to hear about the team around him because I don't think he's necessarily going to regress. Tua's still going to put up numbers. He has weapons where it's impossible not to put up numbers. I'm telling you it. I don't think there's a quarterback in this league, no matter how good or bad you think they are, that's not going to put up numbers with a Tyreek Waddle in a top running game in the NFL. Tua, I never said Tua's not going to put numbers up. He always put up numbers. But against the teams that scheme against what he does well, he's going to put up bad numbers, weak numbers, like he always does against those teams. That's just how it works. You're not going to see the full Tua for another 2 years when all this talent ain't around him anymore. And he's supposed to be a grown, more developed player. And you're going to be like, what happened? And then they're going to come out and they're going to say, well, I mean, you know, he don't have the weapons he used to have. Oh, so now you want to acknowledge that. Now you want to acknowledge that's what was helping. And I agree with people. Everybody needs weapons, but some need more than others. And that's the point of the game. Some need more than others. Not going to lie, this chat is outrageous. Yeah, man, we crazy. We tired of losing. We're tired of losing. What's our record prediction this season, TD? I got to wait to after free agency. Giving an early record prediction is just throwing paint, you know, just throwing something on the wall. Right now, I feel like we're a 7-win team. And when we finish free agency and we bring in a few guys that can help at certain positions, I think we'll get up to like 8, 9, best case scenario 10. And hopefully it's enough to just get in the playoffs. If Ross is the reason Greer is still here and Greer is the issue, how can you say Ross isn't messing up? No hate, by the way, bro. I just ain't sold on anyone till it's proven. Flo and McDaniel ain't proven. Yeah, I agree with that. They're not proven, but they're not the issue. Greer is the issue, and Ross got Greer here because in order to prove that a guy is the issue, you got to let it all play out. What everybody's being blinded by is the false narrative that Tua is progressing when they're not realizing his progression was solely because of what has been around him. Even the increase in numbers. Half of the deep balls that Tyreek catch are terrible throws, but Tyreek still catches it. Tyreek gives Tua another 600 to 800 yards a season than any normal guy would give. Tua got at least Tua has at least 1,000 yards of bad passes in a season. Tua gets let me break it down. Tua gets at least 750 yards of just terrible passes a season. Tyreek Hill blowing this guy out, got to stop and come back to a ball. Like, it's still a catch, though, and Tua benefits from it. So a lot of his stats are because guys around him making. Remember that pass over Tyreek's shoulder and he came around and got it? And we all went crazy like that's one of the hardest catches you can make. All they had to do was be led in front of him, but it was back shoulders, so he still caught it. And we all went crazy. What a catch. There was another one on the other side in the season that Tyreek dropped, and everybody was like, Tyreek got to catch that. No, that's an impossible catch, and he already made it once. You can't ask him to do it all the time. And Tyreek even said, I just put my hands out and I got it. It wasn't even a good throw. Terrible ball placement, but Tyreek makes plays on some of them anyway. So Stephen Ross has to stick with it because when he was getting frustrated, there was progression, but he's hiding behind talent progression versus actual development progression. Nobody can tell me, as bad as Mac Jones was last year, if he had Tyreek and Waddle, he could have still been bad, but he wouldn't have been that bad. That's the point I'm making. He wouldn't have been that bad. He would have been better statistically just because of what was around him. So when you really look at that context and how it works, you start to realize we could really be being deceived here. Because you got to ask yourself, why were we losing to all the great teams? You can't say due to injuries. I mean, come on. Most of the injuries was on the defense. Our O-line is always spotty, so you can't say that. And the defense actually played well regardless, holding most of these teams to under 20 points. But our offense only scoring 7 and 10 in some of those games. So why is it that we struggle on offense against those better teams? You can't say the offensive line because some of those games, they actually played well. Why do we struggle against those great teams on offense? Some of them games we even ran the ball with. We got to be honest. Eli Apple, 4-year, $55 million. Ha ha. We're I don't see that happening. That'd be funny. You might be right. You got to answer the tough questions. With Hunt gone, what realistic, affordable O-line option are still available to improve the line? I mean, there's some available. I mean, there's guys available. Arizona just took linebacker Mac Wilson from the Patriots. There's guys available. The Dolphins just signed a Browns linebacker, Anthony Walker, on a 1-year deal. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Chris Greer brought in Anthony Walker. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. I'm about to tell y'all why I'm saying this. I'm just pulling up the facts on the matter. So I'm backed up by what I'm about to tell y'all. I'm just looking up the injury because he's coming off of a quad or something where he missed 6 games. The man coming up, I know what Anthony Walker is, but once again, just like Deshaun Elliott, who's a dog too, coming off of an injury, and you're signing a 1-year deal. Two seasons in a row, he's had injury issues. He missed 14 games in 22 with a torn quad, and he missed 6 games last season with the knee injury. I don't want to hear nothing about him being a dog. And then we sit there at the end of the season and wonder why we always injured. Somebody said I was hoping this was a fake report. Now watch some people try to sell this. He is a really good player. You know, he's had some injury roles, but if we can get him back, you know, to normal, he's going to be a amazing. I'm over it. I'm over it. He has concussions as well. I didn't know that. People going off on Twitter saying Greer finally woke up, but then he does this. Camp body, it's a 1-year deal. I got to see the details. Oh, boy. The Panthers and Giants are in discussions on a trade that'll send Brian Burns to New York. Deal is not done yet, but they're working hard. The Giants trying to make some moves in the NFC East. Somebody say we're F. I would have wanted Brandon Jones back before this. I got to see the contract details first. See if they gave this man more than $1 million or $2 million. Oh my gosh. I'm looking something up for us, all right? Can he stay healthy? Run defense is trash. He's a good coverage linebacker, but the run defense is horrible. He's a good coverage linebacker, but run defense is terrible. But coming off of an injury like that, that's concerning. Even with his pass defense now. I'm looking up the deliverables. Let me see. Where did he get hurt? Yeah, he missed the game. He missed week 5. He was playing terrible in that stretch. His 4 games straight. Baltimore, he had a 47 rating. San Francisco, he had a 54. The Colts, he had a 52. In Seattle, he had a 49, and he missed 1 game in that stretch. He came back. He was playing solid, and he had 2 really good games against the Rams in Jacksonville before he was pretty much maybe done for the season. He missed week 15, 16, 17, and 18. And the playoffs. So that's what's even more messed up about it. He missed the end of the season, so he's coming fresh off of the injury. He's coming fresh off of the knee injury. And David Long had the same injury issue, and we swapping him. We got 2,100 people watching. Y'all punch that like button. If you're on Twitter right now, come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're 53 subs away from 29,000. So come through and sub to the channel on YouTube, all right? That's where the action is on a regular basis. This free agency frenzy is something, man. Oh, people like Chase Young, maybe. The issue the Dolphins have at the defensive end position is if they do bring in a really good player, they have a backlog. First of all, they can't because they can't afford it. But if they did bring in a solid player, now you got a backlog of them. You need somebody, though, because you still got to replace Van Ginkel. And you need some guys who can play early on and start. So right now I'm asking myself, is this guy going to be able to play and replace is he going to be better than Channing Tindall? Oh, man, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you right now? 10 being I'm losing it. 1 being we're going to be fine. We're fine. Put it in the chat right now on a scale of 1 to 10. Put it in the chat right now. How concerned are you on a scale of 1 to 10? It's about to put 120. Y'all crazy. Dang, 7. T. Jones said 3. You one of those, T. Jones? 9 million. Oh my gosh. We done, not gonna lie. Y'all are, come on, man. Y'all out here, man. Y'all acting like the sky falling. Maybe it is. Bills re-sign Espinosa. Oh man. I'm seeing if there's an update. You too, TD. You fanning the sky is falling flames. I know. Because it is. It is. Anthony Walker to Miami. Yeah, we just talked about the injury-prone players that we love picking up. Tyreek Hill. Talk about I know Greer in his bag secretly right now, so I'm not tripping. I hope so. I really hope so. Shout out to Mike, said delusional chat. What we delusional about? I hope Tyreek right. Tyreek, boy. Yeah, I know he ain't tripping because he got paid, but when have we been able to believe something he said? Y'all say Reek knows something. I hope so. People putting all kind of memes online because Tyreek say Greer in his bag, and they putting deflated bags and bags they can't get open. Yeah, Tyreek be lying. I ain't gonna lie, he do. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh. Just like Tyreek knew about Tua, my quarterback. This is wild, man. Oh my gosh. All right, what time it is? 5 o'clock. Okay, it's 6 o'clock East Coast. Tackle in the first round. Here's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna take a break and then I might come back to it later this evening and do a whole nother one, but then I'll try to bring people in on the stream. So I'm gonna end this. We got 2,100 people watching right now. I'm gonna pretty much end this. I'm gonna say though one more time, those on Twitter right now, every single one of you, the 1,400 on Twitter, come to YouTube and sub to the channel. We're 53 subs away from 29,000. So come through over there. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this, and then I'm gonna let some more things come through. And then tonight I might do a big one where I'm bringing people on, getting their thoughts so far of free agency. All right. But I'm going to spend some time with the family right now, hang out with the kids and all that, play some board games, do all that good stuff. But love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. I'll be back. I'll see y'all soon. Again, this stream was powered by BetUS. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until bless me. Later. I'll see y'all.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.